pretty raunchy names before that, but Tom was the first one to object.
Is Swamp Water supposed to be raunchy?
How about 10-song warm-up?
Things, so, yeah, there you go.
That's what I was going to call my volleyball
Or the
team.
4-set.
Three-game warm-up.
3-game warm-up?
It's only 3 games in a match. Yeah, we're 3-game warm-up.
Takes the pressure off.
I wasn't really a fan of Swamp Water,
But here you are.
well, it was a guy was trying to get me to this open jam for like 5 years, and I finally show up, and that's how I met Jesse and Mike.
Okay.
And that same night, I just performed with them, played with them, and that same night they asked me if I wanted to join their band. It's, we've known each other 2 minutes, and they said I'll have to think about it.
Do you have anything else going on the music-wise, or you're like?
Well, I run karaoke shows here and there, but it was, I've been in music for all my life, and years ago I was in a band in southern Minnesota, and we were running around down there. And so when this opportunity came up, I figured, yeah, what the heck.
You like being in a band? Is there how does your life change being in a band versus not being in a band? As it sounds like you've been in and out of them.
You spend a lot of money going places. You don't make much.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm an independent professional wrestler, so I definitely know that that vibe.
I mean, you do it because you love it, and I enjoy being in a band. It's a lot of fun, and so.
Has it always been drums for you?
Yes.
When did you start singing immediately as well? Because I saw you had your.
Well, yeah, because I mean, and back in started on drums in 4th grade. In junior high, I was in choir and band. So singing background vocals with the band was not a problem. So
I like it. So you just dropped it on them after like one song, like join my band.
Yeah, we hooked up over at the
yeah, kind of. It was
the open jam.
I
It was
think
Mike was
three
with
songs
me.
that night. You and Mike and I played together that night. Yeah, for the first time. But
Yeah.
it's been great. It's been great.
There was somebody else trying to snatch him up though too. So
Oh yeah.
it's like, no, we hung on to him. So.
Is that a specific plan? You go to the open jam, be like, all right, I need a drummer.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
it
here.
was.
I'm here to micro network for a drummer.
Pretty much. It was pretty much me and Mike and Kris. Not this Kris, a different Kris. And Kris, he wasn't much for figuring things out. So me and Mike come up with the plans to
And it's like
find people and that.
I went there just to be part of an open jam and play the drums on a couple of songs. I did not go there with the plan of joining a band. So it just ended up that way.
What was it, like 6 or 7 years
Been 6
later?
years, 6 years, yeah, going on 7 now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, being on this show, you guys are obviously hitting the road back again, and you do it for happiness. But what makes the happiness come? Because I've had certain like sets, or I've gone and done art and been like, oh, this sucks. What has to go right for you to walk away and be happy playing in a band?
If you're not having fun, don't do it. I mean, that was like our number one rule. If you're not having fun, like in practice, don't do it. It's negativity it's just going to get more negativity.
So was it even skill when you were scouting him, or was it a vibe check? It was like, oh, that guy.
For me, it was more like
he's got a cowboy hat too. I think we'll get along well together.
Well, he could keep a steady beat, and he had a personality that you just kind of, next thing you know, it's like you've been buddies for a while. So he's just got kind of personality, and I think that's important in a band, to be able to connect with everybody. Like the guys that were all up here today, unfortunately they had to leave, but this is like the most. It's like family, and we just blend in together. So it really is nice that way. But if you're not friends or something like that, it's no fun.
And so walk us through that again of the 7 or 8 or 6 of you up there. Were half of them there, like added last minute, or was it just the 1 or 2?
The bass player showed up at last minute. Thank you. And Larry's been there since the get-go. And these two have been there since the get-go. Well, since we decided to put it back together.
This, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's about that. But yeah, we went through a couple of different bass players. We just have a heck of a time holding on to a bass player.
Oh,
you know?
You said one of them
guitar players
died.
Yeah, yeah. It was, we're pretty good friends since. We went to junior high and high school together, grade school, and all that. And
yeah.
So yeah, he had a heart attack about 3 hours after I asked him if he wanted to do a reunion. So
The worst not going to make it to a show you could do.
Yep.
Really.
But you don't have to. That's not an excuse that anybody can, But I mean, seriously, it was a shame to lose him, But
So how's her beat and her personality? She's not wearing a cowboy hat. So how does she fit in?
we've got along since the get-go, like 6 years ago, or maybe longer.
Probably longer.
Probably longer because we started the thing in 6 years, so it's probably about 8 or 10
I
years.
started going to Melody's Jam, I believe, back in 2004.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Has anything changed from jams? Seeing so many of them over the course of the year now that
What,
technology's
open jams?
there.
They
yeah.
took off. They're everywhere now.
Yeah.
And there's a
Maybe-
lot of really, really good ones. A lot of really talented
Yeah.
people. I've had the privilege to jam and share the stage with.
Yeah, there's some pretty talented musicians. Minnesota's great for good musicians.
Indeed.
Oh.
How are things with you jam? You obviously get on the stage with a multitude of different people.
Well, you never know who you're going to be with. Jelly Bean might be there, or like my cousin, he sings for Crow. He'll show up every now and then. Or Larry, he plays. There's a different Larry. He plays with Crow, and he was up there for the open jams all the time.
He's a founding member of Crow, right?
Yeah, him and Dave. And, well, I think there's another one too. I shouldn't say that. That's not right. So, but yeah, they're part of the founding members. So, but so you never know who's going to show up, at an open jam. It's pretty fun.
Gotcha. What do you guys dream about? What are you guys' goals? And is that even, if you do music for fun, are your goals more centered around you're working towards something in your professional careers, or, when you think of the future, what are you guys working towards?
Hey, whatever tomorrow brings for me. I go with the flow.
You are water and you flow.
Yes, I'm water. I'm fluid. We've got day jobs. We run a glass company for windshield installation. Not super exciting, but it pays the bills. And I'm kind of a keep to myself and play in my basement, guitar, and I'll come out for stuff like this here and there. Good time.
Gets you out of the house.
Yeah.
My day job, I'm a computer programmer.
Oh.
So music is a nice change of pace to get away from that. And then I run karaoke shows now and then, and I do all the support for the guys' equipment, and I download and buy all the song requests and get them installed on all the machines.
How much of an investment is that to start? Was it just like a small thing that got bigger?
Well, I met the guy probably 14 years ago, and he computerized about 10 years ago, and that's how I got involved with it. So he had all of his equipment and everything purchased. So I've just been buying new songs. The songs range in price from $1.50 to $2.99 a piece.
Where were you running those out of? A place you own, or a restaurant, or what was the venue like?
He's got his machines that get taken around to different bars.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Is it a super portable setup?
Yeah.
I like it. And how about you, Cowboy?
I like doing contract work more than anything. I don't like sitting in an office with 10 people sitting around and a boss that's 30 years younger than you telling you what to do when they have no idea what they're doing. I have a hard time with that. So I do photography on the side and videography and
I have a
things
hard
like
time
that.
being told what to do in general, so
Yeah.
there's that.
But then I'm building a studio in my basement. I just picked up a really nice board for that. Tascam, Model 16, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, So kind of putting that together and hopefully doing another CD. And I'll probably have everybody that was up here participate in that.
I like it.
know.
You bring the band down to your studio, or you guys practice at a different location?
Over at my place.
Oh,
It's
your
a lot easier to leave it in one location,
Of course.
So, but yeah, I don't know. It's music has got me through an awful lot.
Absolutely.
2 divorces, 2 daughters. You need some sort of a break from that sometimes, But yeah, and it's funny how when you it's almost like meditation. When you could, because when you're playing, you're not thinking about anything else. I used to do that with martial arts. Do the martial arts, I wouldn't think about a darn thing that was going on in my life, except for what I was doing at that moment. And that's I love the music with that. And then, like I said, when we kind of meld together just right, it's when you're done, you got to tell everybody that sounded really good. You know?
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, let's do that over from here. Yeah.
So you guys are on the drive back after this amazing podcast.
Yeah.
Are you? What songs are you gonna listen to kind of take your mind off of things?
I don't think I'm gonna listen to anything.
You don't listen to stuff in the car?
No. Normally I would, but I'm kind of burnt out. You know.
Don't be
trying to-
fooled. He likes gangster rap.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my thing. Yeah.
Not in my vehicle.
But yeah, I don't know. Actually, I like watching concerts more than anything, so I got a bunch saved at home. Yeah, it's with everybody that got together tonight. It was everybody had something else going on, a little stress to add to everything. So now we're done with this here. So we
course.
got some time that we can take to ourselves, and you know.
Indeed. So gangster rap.
Yeah.
How about you?
No.
You don't listen either?
No, I don't listen to gangster rap.
I really do, though.
You do?
Yeah, like I listen to almost all genres.
Who's your favorite gangster rapper?
Oh, I'm a big fan of like the old Tupac and it's kind of my generation for when I was growing up. So
90s rap?
yeah,
Early 90s?
Even now there's some now, but yeah, I can go from not what you'd expect, you know, to just flowing out the rap. It's crazy.
So we got a lot of people love watching music. We want them to buy instruments through Prince Music Company. Watching the podcast right now, they could be wherever they're at, but I like to start like as someone who's maybe at zero, hasn't even played an instrument yet, but wants to. They want to get out to these open jams. They want to take those first steps, and those are great first steps. What would you say as advice to them? How do you get them to just do it? How do you get them to take that action, go out and network at an open jam, go out, buy an instrument, start picking around on it?
You know,
What-
I think buying the instruments and stuff is the easy part. Well, except for coming up with the cost.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that's the easy part. And jamming by yourself in your room or your basement or wherever, that's pretty easy too. But I think it's getting over the fear of being in front of people and what are people going to think? Am I going to look stupid?
Well, and that fear never
you know?
goes away. I mean,
Yeah.
you and I know lots of people in this business, and even right before a show, I know professionals who
Yeah, get nervous every show.
so nervous. And it's like, you've been doing this for 20, 30 years. Like, nope, never goes away for
No,
some
yeah.
people.
But that's the hard part is getting over the fear of going. And
Being judged, you
being
never
up
know
in
who's
front of
there.
people that you've never seen before. Some people say, well, you don't know anybody, it shouldn't be a problem, but it still is. You still got the fear of,
Well, it's a
Is
small
there any-
circle. And
Yeah.
if you see a couple of
You know.
musicians in the audience, you're like, oh, who did they bring? You know,
Well, you're
I
putting
see
yourself
three
out
more
there.
over here.
You know, anytime you take a step forward and you step out and you're looked at,
Well,
it's always
that-
going to be hard.
the biggest thing is if you're wanting to do it, get out and do it, and don't worry about
Yeah.
what other people think.
Amen.
It takes a lot of guts to get out there, and for the people that don't do it, but hassle you because you do and say nasty things, they're just
yeah,
Haters.
they're,
bad
they're
people.
nothing.
If they would go out and do it, then they have the right to comment about you. But if they're not up there on that floor, they've got no right to comment about you and what you're doing and how it worked.
But that's the hard part. It's getting past that, being judged and feeling insecure if you've never done it before.
And even just that one negative comment, I mean, from a newbie, I mean, you can just shut them down.
Yes.
They'll never come back, and you don't know what you just lost.
Right.
The potential that could have been there.
Yeah.
Sean and I went out and mooned, what's his name? What the hell's his name? Shitstain. What's his name?
Yeah, no,
Well, yeah.
Scott.
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
just-
So we mooned him, and it just ruined the rest of his. Well, he was on my nerves, you know.
Okay,
Yeah, just kind of that whole set was hard for him to come back from.
Oh my
But you know, that's the thing is that when you're up there, somebody does something like that, it throws you off way
What?
bad.
In addition to mooning your enemies, what else do you want Swamp Water to be known for?
Oh gosh. Well, we changed. We went from rock like Alice Cooper and things like that to doing stuff like 70s, and then it went to like a country rock.
Yep. We picked up country rock and stuff because there were places that we couldn't get into unless we had more country music to play.
So we did that.
We started picking up more country music, and
but that's the thing is, I think there were a lot more venues hiring country, and that's why we're jumping into that. And really, that's the thing is when people would ask me what kind of music did we do. Well, it's classic. Was it classic rock? It's classic.
And how did you come to that conclusion? Like doing the shows, was it just like listening to the promoters of how did you get the ear to know that, like, okay, they're kind of looking for more country right now. That's the niche in the marketplace that we kind of want to.
I think it was kind of a group thing in investigating.
Well, when you go to a bar and try and get your band in there, what kind of music do you play? Well, this is what we play. We're a cover band. Well, we need more country. We get more action from our customers if we have country music playing rather than 70s, 80s rock music. They want country. So that's what led us to get more country in our repertoire. So
yeah, we kind of did that like when we started playing at this VFW in Chaska a lot because they were like 2 blocks from my house. Pretty easy to move all the equipment, But they wanted some country, but the patrons seemed to like the rock better.
yeah.
And like our first couple shows there, we had to pull tables and chairs out from the back rooms because there wasn't enough chairs to go around, But they didn't like the loud music. So we had a couple of Lawrence Welk lovers that were complaining about the loud music.
Yeah.
So we had to tame it down, and pretty soon it wasn't any fun anymore.
It's good. You're adapting with the times.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, before we leave you here, I know we know what Swamp Water's all about now, but for each of you, do you got a catchphrase, or what do you want to leave with to end your sentence?
I didn't do that today. It's
Jesse,
the only time.
Yeah, well, thankfully you didn't
Can
do
you
that.
can you say that again? I missed it.
I said booger.
Booger?
That we would do that like every time we went
Revolutionary.
on to the show, and it was like the good luck word, like you're wearing your good luck sports shirt. As silly as it sounds, yeah.
Booger.
This one came out late.
That's what he
Revolutionary.
did. Yeah, every performance. Yeah.
You guys can you top that?
No.
Or are you gonna copy?
Do
Do you say booger with him? Is it a group booger?
No.
I always get a disgusted look from everybody every time I do it. So.
So no, I don't have anything to.
Catchphrase is still in the works.
Yeah.
Actually, booger. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick
3
and easy.
boogers.
Oh, don't look at me.
You're not gonna.
I'm a
you're not gonna-
listener.
You're a listener at this point.
Yeah. In general.
You're associated with this.
Yeah.
You gotta own it.
I have no catchphrase.
You have no catchphrase. It's a work in progress. It's booger until otherwise.
Until
Yeah.
my
stuck
my
with
little
booger.
brain can
I
come up
guess
with something
so.
better.
Like
I
the
got
redheaded
booger.
stepchild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on for the podcast, sticking around. It was great talking with you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Music,
having you here at the Mall of
music, boogers,
America.
and all of that.
Well, we'll get you guys out of here. Maybe you guys can go get something to eat before the mall closes.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Until
the
then,
stores are all
again, thank you
shutting
guys
down
so
their
much for
gates.
being here. And to everyone at home, trust the system.
Thanks.
Thank you.